Hey guys, it's Bonnie from Dwelling Logs. I braided my hair last night and I took them out and my hair's like, whoa! Anyways, okay, I wanted to talk today about times tables because I have a freebie to share with you guys. I actually, if I move over this way, I'll put a little thing up here. So I have this freebie to share. I wanted to make 10 sheets of different tables that I could just reprint and reuse for my kids because I think times tables are important. I will talk about that and I will put the link below for you to get yours for free. Okay, so I have a few printed here. First of all, I made them really pretty with like little cozy fall wintry little pictures and stuff on them. So that's nice. There are 7 sheets that just are numbers 0 to 9. There's 3 sheets that go to 12, 0 to 12 times tables. And then there's 1 sheet of just doubles practice. And then of course there's an answer sheet in there for you guys too. So altogether it's a 13-page PDF. Print it out, reprint as necessary. Okay, so a couple things about times tables. One thing that we are doing is we are switching to, instead of doing math 5 days a week from our workbook, we are doing math from our workbook 4 days a week, and we're taking Fridays and making them just times table days. We love trying to make Fridays quick, light, fun. It's the weekend that my kids are excited about, and I try to just keep Fridays light and fun. So sometimes if we have like a video learning thing to do, we save that for Fridays. And this is just another way for us to keep, sort of math can be that long subject in your day. So it's another way to make Friday just more looking forward to getting things done quicker. And I feel like I'm not saying my sentences well, but I'm just going to keep recording. Anyways, so we're doing times table Fridays. Okay. And my strategy here is to just do these and repeat them every Friday all year, and until my kids memorize their times tables 0 to 12. Story time. Okay, seriously, this is what really happened to me. When I was an adult, I considered maybe going back to university. So I emailed the university. I said I was homeschooled. What do I need? I did I did biology and physics for math. I did algebra 2. Those are my highest subjects. What do I need to get into? I think it was the Bachelor of Science program. And the university emailed me back and said, I need my pre-cal, high school pre-cal, and I need my high school chemistry. So I went to my local adult ed office. I signed up for those courses and I took those courses. Now, I'm not trying to brag, but we were in a group setting and I was always done my equations first in chemistry and in pre-cal. And I was like, I don't know, like, I don't, these aren't subjects I was strong in. I mean, I ended up being strong in them. I did very well. I was really excited to learn about them. Learning in my adulthood was so much better than in high school. I loved them both so much, way more than I would have appreciated them when I was younger. Anyways, but I talked to the teacher about it and I was like, yeah, like sometimes I can't remember. I must have been like handing in a test or a quiz or something. And she was like, oh, you're done already. And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm not sure why, but I am. And she said, you know the difference between you and everyone else? She said, I know that you know your times tables. And she said, that makes you just speedy. You're just faster than everybody else. They'll get there eventually with either their calculator or they're going to be thinking and trying to work out the problems without just having those numbers at the ready. And she said, I can tell that you know your times tables. And she said, she worked at the high school for years and years and years. She was an older teacher already. And she said, if only the kids would get to high school knowing their times tables, everything would be so much easier for them math-wise. All of their maths would be easier. Chemistry, physics, those would all be easier because we multiply so much when we're doing these subjects. And part of what takes so long is all this calculation if it's not just right here. So I found that when I took pre-cal and high school chemistry, I found that just knowing the 0 to 12 times tables, those are the only ones I had memorized, they were so helpful. And what I'm finding is I have 3 kids. This year I have grade 6, grade 4, and grade 1. And I think both my older sons, I think they started multiplication in grade 2, or at least learning like arrays and like the concepts of multiplication. But once they're in grade 4 or 5, their math uses a lot of multiplication. And what I found was, what I'm finding and why I wanted to do Times Table Fridays is because their math can get to a place of taking a really long time. And a lot of that is due to multiplication within, especially my grade sixer, multiplication within his math problems. If he could memorize his times tables, his math wouldn't take as long. And don't we all know that that is one of the biggest struggles with math, is just how long it takes in our day. As moms trying to organize it, and as kids, they don't want to do math because it's going to be an hour. So my strategy to kind of help combat that is to memorize the times tables and already memorize them like pretty early. So my youngest, or my middle guy, he's in grade 4 this year. He's never worked this hard with times tables. I've worked a little bit with my oldest, but not very much, like very inconsistently. So this time I was like, let's do it every Friday. And even if they know them so well, by the second half of the year, if they're racing through their times table sheets in like 30 seconds flat because they just know them all, great. There's your reward. On Friday, you get 30 seconds of math because you did your sheet so fast. I don't mind that. I love for my kids to be able to work hard, accomplish something, feel the reward of it. So I'm okay if by the end of the year, 0 to 12 times tables are old news. That's what I want. And I'm okay if that rewards them with a very quick math on Fridays by the end of the year. So that is why I created our times table sheets. I want to tell you that story. It's not too late for big kids either. Like at any age, even if you're a grown up, like we use times tables in math. We use multiplication in math all the time. And some of those numbers, like there's even some times tables. I'm trying to think of like, which ones do I not just have right at the tip of my tongue? My 9s I know really well. There was one I was marking the kids the other day, and I usually don't use the answer sheet to mark. I was marking one of theirs today. Which times table was it? Oh, maybe it was 8 times 7. 8 times 7. So I have to think. I'm like, oh, 4 times 7 is 28. Times 2 is 56. Oh yeah, 56. And when I say that, I'm like, oh, I knew it was 56. But there's some like that where even I need to go back and I need to rehearse them and practice them and get them sharp again. Anyway, so that's really good. Grade 4 to 5. Really, this will be and upwards. This will be a huge help in mathematics and the time that our kids dedicate to math. Yeah, that's basically, I was just looking at my notes. I basically wanted to talk about, it's just that long math time. I wouldn't do times tables yet younger than grade 4 because they're just kind of learning the concepts of multiplication. I mean, you could, but I know with my grade 2ers, I worked more with arrays and the concepts of multiplication, and I didn't have an expectation of them to do more. And I didn't feel like even my guys, when they went through grade 3, really struggled with that multiplication taking time because their equations were just the multiplication, or instead of trying to figure out, a story question or something. Now I feel like grade 4 and 5 and 6 and up, they need multiplication to be within the problem that they're trying to solve. And then that quick calculation really becomes valuable. So anyways, enjoy your free times table sheets. I think that they will be super helpful for me, and I hope that they'll be helpful for other people. And yeah, if you have other tips about times tables, let me know. Oh yeah, I was thinking too, I did leave a space for time. Now, I want to speak to this because there are some kids out there where you start a timer and their anxiety goes whoop and you lose them. They'll hate this. This will be the worst day of the week. This is not what we want. So only time your kids if they want it. I usually ask my kids, do you want me to time you? Or before, when I've printed out previously like those 100-page questions or 100 question pages where I think when I was a kid, we used to call them Math Mad Minutes. And that you would set a timer for either 1 minute or 2 minutes, and then you just see how many you could get done in that amount of time. You could do that. These pages, I think they only have 30 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 30 questions each page. So I don't think that's an overwhelming amount. But if your kids are just starting out with their times tables, maybe that is. Maybe you want them to do just 2 rows, maybe 10 questions, and then they can have a break, or maybe you do the timer method or something leading up to that. So use these pages as you see fit. Timers work really well in my house. My kids love timers, especially if you have a child who is struggling. Maybe they only want, it might appeal to them to only have to put 1 to 2 minutes into this today. If you say, okay, I want 1 to 2 minutes from you, but I want them to be good minutes. I always say to my kids when I do that strategy, I'm like, I want them to be good minutes. And if I don't see good effort, I'm adding minutes. So that usually works really well for my guys to get them going. Anyways, so timer or not, do strategies how you want to do them with your kids. You know your kids best. Or if you just want to ditch the timer out the window, you can do whole page, half a page. These are meant to be useful, fun. Be patient for those times table memory numbers to come, because it does take a while. But I think the repetitiveness, I just felt like once a week was a really achievable goal. We could still get our workbook done, and like in our math and in our math workbook. But yeah, I just wanted to keep our goal really achievable, but often enough that it's useful, because previously when we've done times tables, we've done them like for a week or a few times and then we stop or whatever. So I just thought, no, I'm actually going to put it into our term schedule, and I'm going to keep doing that all the way to the end of the year. And I'm hoping they'll be pretty great by the end of this year. Maybe this will keep on going. Maybe it'll take a few years before they're just like butter. I don't know. But I am willing to be patient on it because I think it's worthwhile. And that is 11 minutes about times tables for you guys. So we will talk to you another time. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your homeschool day and then weekend. Okay, see you later.